You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. All right, folks, unemployment figures came out this morning, and the economy added a robust 312,000 jobs in December, and the employment rate ticked up 3.9%. Now, most economists credit more people looking for work with the higher unemployment rate. Now, of course, Donald Trump has been raving for the past year about how he's done so many great things for people of color, including black people, and every time he talks about that, he cites the unemployment number. Well, guess what? For African Americans, the unemployment rate was 6% in November, and it was 6.6% in December. In November, there were 1,219,000 African Americans out of work. In December, that number was 1,353,000 African Americans who were unemployed. Now, unlike the overall unemployment number, the uptick in African American unemployment was not caused, let me repeat, was not caused by more people looking for work. The number simply is up. Now, at his news conference today in the Rose Garden, Donald Trump came out talking about the numbers and talking about the job numbers and how it was great and how that, along with the Fed discussion from Fed Chairman Powell, caused the stock market to be up several hundred points. But I noticed one thing. He said nothing about black unemployment increasing. Let's talk about it with our panel. Dr. Cleo Monago, socio-political analyst, an activist, Dr. Julianne Malveaux, economist, president emerita, Bennett College, Eugene Craig, CEO, Eugene Craig Organization. Gene, I want to start with you. Oh, Republican talking points. Every time you see Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and talking, all the people talking, it's always about black unemployment, black unemployment, black unemployment. But when black unemployment goes up, they get real quiet.
They have nothing to say. It just shows how disingenuous they were when they were just running around, just talking about the drop in black unemployment. These folk have no understanding of what black families go through. They have no understandings of the hardships that a lot of black families experience, and they have no understanding of the black economy in many of our black communities. And so, it is disingenuous for the president and his surrogates to tote the black unemployment rate when, at least on the surface, seems to suit their as a means to an end for them, but to completely ignore it when a lot of black families are struggling, and these statistics are showing that and reflecting that.
Julianne, I'm starting with this on purpose because every month these numbers come out. Folks focus on the overall number, but they never want to drill down into the numbers. And you have to drill down and look at exactly what is happening with African Americans. And again, Trump said nothing. I can guarantee you the black unemployment rate had gone down, he would have said something in the Rose Garden taking credit.
No, there are a couple things, Roland. First of all, this month-to-month data is highly unreliable when you look at a subpopulation. The black population is a subset of the overall population. So we saw a 0.6% increase in black unemployment. Does that mean the end of the world? No, it does mean a trend, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't all fall on our swords. The more important number to me is the employment population ratio. This is a percentage of black people who are working. That number also went down. So, as you said...
Now, what does that mean? For the person at home who wants to look at these numbers, what does that actually mean?
So the percentage of black... So as opposed to the labor force participation rate, which is the people who are participating in the labor force who are working or looking for work, the employment population ratio is a simple ratio. It's the number of people working over the number of people who are out there. And when you look at that, you see that going down, which means fewer black people are working. And so that is an immutable fact that your people... Candace and those.
Oh, not your people. No.
but that they refuse to glom on. So President 45, I can't even go call his name because I don't curse before the 7th of January. The first week of January, I try to keep it clean. So that man has always glommed on minuscule fluctuations downward, but has never ignored movements upward. And what we know is that while we think we're in the middle, we are in an economic recovery theoretically, although that's about to change. But while we see that in terms of some of the macro data, what we know is that the material conditions of the bottom 60% of the black population have not improved. And these data are proof positive of that. The bottom 60%, which means everybody.
Well, they haven't improved since when?
Well, they have not improved since, I would say, at least 2009. Although the number has come down. So the relative condition has never improved. Even when 45 started talking about, the lowest unemployment rate ever, that normalizes the fact that we should have a double rate
than everybody else.
Right. And that, again, that to me is the thing every month when I see these numbers come out, but no one wants to deal with that critically important issue. And that is, they go, well, the black unemployment rate is double the unemployment rate. People then move on. They don't want to stop and go, hold up.
And why is that?
Why
is that? And what are we doing about it? Even under President Obama, as we saw improvement, we saw the unemployment rate drop under President Obama and the black unemployment rate drop. But let's not forget that at one point under President Obama, not his fault, but under his leadership, we saw stuff that was going up to almost 20%. That's depression level rates, and nobody was willing to address that. And so now people acting like 6.6% is a good time.
Like it's a big deal, right?
That's why I asked you as of when you went back to 2009, because the implications, until you give the full context, is that Trump is the starter of this phenomena and it preceded him.
No, well, first of all, the start of this was August of 1619 when we started for free. And so, I mean, and again, right. So first of all, this ain't Trump. This is America. It goes back to, again, the first moment you saw some black people looking around.
So Roland, as we say in black econ circles, the unemployment rate was 0 when we were enslaved. And I mean, that's just
because we were all working.
Yeah, we
just no wages. But again, though, and that to me is where the conversation should always be. So not just, well, it's double. No. Why is it double? Don't just get stuck on it's double.
But you have to then deal with the issue of structural inequality, which is an issue that we have avoided all these. But
what I'm saying is, and our job is to force that conversation, which is why I hope these black people who keep showing up on these cable news networks, learn to ask these type of questions, because I'm tired of them sitting there going along to get along and not wanting to push hosts and push other folks on these questions.
They want to stay on those shows. So part of what you do, the deal you make to stay on most of these shows, is to accommodate whites and not even blow up.
Well, I ain't.
Well, I mean, I don't think that makes any sense, but that's the fact.
I understand.
We're moving to an extreme heavy election cycle. We're going to have, once again, the entire House of Representatives up for election, and third of the Senate, and we were electing a new president in 2020. Every person running needs to be addressing this issue. Needs to be addressing the issue of black inequality.
And be forced to do so.
But Eugene, do you honestly think, I mean, even so-called woke Democrats, and I say so-called woke Democrats, did not address this issue in 2016?
Well, who's holding them accountable?
Okay, here's a piece.
Who's what?
Again,
who's holding them accountable?
Hold up. You're not going to address it if nobody jams you up to address it. I'm just letting all y'all know who's running. I know y'all don't get asked by this person. Now, to the rest of y'all black people who run around here talk about how you in media and you make all these best of lists and how you want all this sort of stuff, my advice to you is to ask these sort of questions. Hey fam, want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered, the blackest show on all of digital, cable, and broadcast. Check out our audio podcast. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. Press play.